Welcome to the Hobby Jogger Podcast, where elite athletes and ham and eggers lace up their stories. We explore the common ground that running creates, from the world-class runner to the hobbyist hitting the pavement, trail, or treadmill. Expect a blend of inspiration, laughter, and the shared joy that makes every step count. Join us on this journey where every run is a story worth sharing. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Hobby Jogger. I am your co-host, Casey Koza. Once again, joined by my good friend and co-host, Mr. Rob Myers. Rob, this is episode number 69 of the Hobby Jogger. How are you doing today?
Doing well. It's hot everywhere, and trying to run more than like 3 or 4 miles is not happening. So I'm kind of pissed off.
It is hot, it is dewy, it is humid, and that does suck for running. But with that, let's welcome our guests back for I don't know how many times. We have Mr. William Walmsley and Mr. Jeremy Pope of the Aid Station. Shout out Aid Station and Pope. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Happy to be back again. Yep. Happy to be representing the Aid Station as well.
Yes, the Aid Station. Pope, saw you just dropped some new Norda shoes there.
Yep, 055 just dropped today. Get your Rachel Entrekins.
Oh, those are the Rachel Entrekin specials.
Yep.
Got it. She is the like the super long distance. Would she win Cocodona?
One Cocodona.
One Cocodona in a pair of Nordas, I imagine. So awesome that you have those shoes. Still waiting for you to hook me up with my Satisfy Adidas shirt. Has not arrived yet.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it to arrive to us too.
Oh.
They still recovering from Circle Pit.
So exclusive. It's exclusive.
I like it. That's why I want it, because I need the exclusive gear. But both of you were out at Western States, I imagine doing drastically different jobs while you were out there. Let's start with you, Jeremy. You were out at Western States. What were you up to out there?
We went out for a trail con, just kind of networking and stuff there. And then we were crewing good friend Luke J. So stud masters runner. Had a great day out there. So
nice. How did Luke end up?
Luke ran 1751 for second masters. So
damn, shout out Luke J.
Yeah. 45 years old, still doing the damn thing.
45 gets you into masters?
Gets you into masters. 40 gets you into masters.
I'm almost
I feel old. Oh, geez.
Yeah, same. That I'm almost to masters. I guess that's good.
It's rough. You'll get there.
Yeah, that's a hell of a time though for Luke J. Conditions were optimal. I think probably Luke J would agree. Correct, Jeremy?
Yeah, he lives in Colorado and stuff, so he was stoked for the weather. I mean,
yes, I imagine the year you and I crewed for our good friend Simone Gosselin, little warm up there on the ridge. Saw some jackets out there at the first aid station, and I know Will, you were crewing as well, correct?
Yeah, I was out at Western States crewing for my brother Jim Walmsley. It was the 4th time I was out there. So I was on crew B duties and 4th time doing it out there.
Yeah, the what is that called? The excitement team? The high energy team goes out to the ridge, right?
That's what Jess would call it.
Yes, the high energy team. I was also part of the high energy team with Mr. Jeremy Pope when we were out there with Simone. Did you have jackets on up there this year?
Yeah, had jackets, had jeans on, even to Dusty Corner, mile 38. So yeah, Crew B, we crew them at mile 24, Duncan Canyon. That's the first time the runners see any crew is mile 24. And then again at mile 38, Dusty Corner. Both of those jackets and jeans. I think when the runners came in, a little bit of adrenaline gets going. It's hard. I don't know, get excited, hearing the runners coming in. Jacket came off both times, but otherwise it was cold. It was chilly. Even at Forest Hill, mile 62, could go in shorts, but had to be in the sun because it was still chilly, even 62 miles in around noon, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So really, first time ever it's been that cold.
So, Will, if we're looking in the rearview mirror, and you mentioned you've been there 4 times, so you were there in 2018, 19, 21.
I missed 2018,
Okay.
but 2019 was the previous course record, 21, 24, and then this year.
Do you remember the weather?
2019 was the best weather, and it was still 10 degrees warmer in the canyons. 2021 was the hottest year, and then 24 was kind of in the middle. When we go with reference point, typically at Western States, you reference the temperature that's in the canyons. And if you're going 2019, which was course record year, it was probably mid 80s. This year it was 73. So 2019 was one of the best weather years to that point in about a decade. And this one, more than 10 degrees cooler in the hottest part of the course. 2021 was one of the hottest years, and it was 98, 99. And then I think 2 years ago, it was maybe mid 90s. So when you're used to, 90 plus degrees and all of a sudden it's 73 in the canyons, you now imagine in the high country. So you're in the mountains near Tahoe, the Sierra Nevadas. And at the start, it was maybe upper 30s, like when race was starting, and not just cold, but it was also incredibly windy. If you watch the coverage, people had jackets with the hoods on, and it was just blowing like crazy.
Yeah. And for those listening, I mean, we talk about top 5 reasons if you're setting the table, potentially predict what the outcome is going to be based on the racer, 100% temperature, just weather overall.
And then the other part that you have to factor in that also playing, like, sometimes when you have cool weather, you look at the start of the race, the high country, and there's a lot of snow. So even though you have cool temperatures, a lot of times your legs become dead and you just don't have them late in the race. This year, Tahoe area did not have much snow. So not only do you have cold temperatures, but now it's just bone dry up top. So everything just set up for fast at the beginning, and then it just kept fast throughout the entire day. It's maybe, if you're a professional runner, you may never see these conditions in your entire running career. It's once every couple of generations kind of weather.
Yeah, really seemed to be freak weather this year out there. I know that was, watching the broadcast, tuned into it. That was I'd say probably number one topic of discussion was in fact the cool weather. Luke J running a great time. Jeremy Pope's task there to crew. What was Luke's feeling on the weather going into that? Jeremy, was he like, because you mentioned he was Colorado, super fortunate to get great conditions. But was he, I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is, was he a little bit disappointed it wasn't the super heat that the race is notorious for? Like, oh, I missed the heat. That was something I wanted to battle.
I'm not going to throw words in Luke's mouth, but he was not disappointed.
Got it. Okay. I figured I wouldn't be disappointed, but I'm sure, there's people that think that's like part of the culture of the race is the suffering through the heat. So
Luke's done more mountainous races like High Lonesome. He's won there. He's done the Bear, UTMB, Leadville. So like those are the style races he enjoys. And his PR to date was 18:30 at Leadville, which is really, really good there. So it was like a 100-mile PR for the guy too, which was really, really cool to see. He definitely was pushing himself to go a little faster than that and had a late puke and rally. So dude pulled it together and it was fun to see. So he picked off a few masters in the last like 7 to 8 miles. So that was cool to see too. I don't think he was upset about there not being heat. I don't think anybody was. And people were still cooling in ways that even like 5 or 6 years ago, you wouldn't have seen people using ice bandanas and stuff like that in that weather. People would have literally been just in short sleeve t-shirts and not doing the things they were doing this year. Even with those temperatures, like Will, you could speak to that too. It's like people were still using ice bandanas I was at Robinson Flat first. So we didn't do A side, B side Luke's super optimistic and just easy going. He's just like, I don't need all the A and B. So we went straight to Robinson Flat. People were icing there. You're 30 miles into the race. It's still pretty cool on. I think we had pants on still.
Yeah, little cool out. Will out there in his jeans, rocking the fashion jeans out there. I like it. Were they tight? Were they skinny jeans, Will?
I mean, with my thighs, I don't buy them skinny. They just happen to fit skinny. Just thicker thighs. I don't like shopping for jeans.
Thick boy.
They don't make like a they don't make like a 34, 32 straight leg thick thigh.
Yeah, I get the like loose athletic fit, and it's still pretty. Still split a couple bad boys if I bend over too much.
Geez. Here we go. All right. Yeah, it was it was moving on from Will's fashion talk on skinny jeans. That's tough to overcome. But yeah, it was tough out there. I know I received a screenshot of a local hobby jogger that had opinions on when people should and shouldn't drop out of races, and everyone's do their own asshole opinions, I guess. But obviously your runner Will sustained an injury. Maybe it had been lingering. I don't know, called it quits, but he's a professional athlete and he's living with his body. So I have no issue and don't feel that he owed anything into the race, but hopefully he felt the same way.
No, he was very, I think, at peace with it. It's like, hey, dropping's fine. 2 years ago when he won, his knee started having complications, and this race, 15 miles into it, he started feeling his knee kind of being wasn't comfortable. Throughout the race, he ended up taking, enough pain medication with Aleve and Tylenol. He's like, I'm kind of maxed out on it. I did a shoe change. I've stretched out. It's getting worse. Pain is starting to go in lower back. So that started happening, and then he's like, not feeling competitive or like, hey, I want to suffer through it and start chasing people down. And, just to finish, he doesn't have anything to prove. He's done a death march when he did a 2016 finish, and he's finished 4 other times. So it's like, what's the point of suffering through and potentially getting a longer injury? And Forest Hill was great. We had family there. We had our aunt and uncle, Capiamani, our cousin John. Our whole crew was there. So it's kind of fun getting to hang out. And yeah, we hung out at Forest Hill after he dropped for a couple hours. And yeah, he was in very good spirits.
Sweet. Good. Glad to hear it. And yeah, he doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. Won the race 4 times. And, I've seen him, in 2022 UTMB. Was that when we were there? Is that when we went to UTMB?
We were there 22, yes.
Yeah. We saw him death march in. It's not something he's against. So I don't think that makes you a tougher person. Certainly didn't make me tougher after I walked 13 miles into Grindstone's finish. Felt a little silly, to be honest, with everyone standing there waiting for me in the pouring down rain. Sucked for you guys, but I appreciate you doing that.
Hey, you got those stones, and now you're doing your race this fall.
Correct.
But let's set the table for the listeners, though. I mean, you got to remember, this is his job. So everybody listening, when you got the big presentation, on Friday, you're heading into the office, you're sick from the night before, you got 2 hours of sleep. Do you reschedule the meeting? Of course you do. It's your job, right? It's the same thing. Like, these guys are professional athletes. It's what they do for a living. That's how they put food on the table. The rest of us are doing it for fun. If it takes us an extra 2 hours, who cares, right? But when it's your job, you want to show up at your best. And if you can reschedule that for another time to go and improve yourself, you do it. So the smack talk and just all the hate is uncalled for.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's like Jim showing up to do a job, and it's like he has other things planned. It's not Western States was the only thing this year, The dude's coming off of an insane, the worlds to, was it OCC? Like, it was insane. So, like,
OCC, Chianti, Mesquite 50K.
Yeah, he was doing some shorter stuff that just absolutely ripping.
And he was still injured last year, dealing with his knee injury. Like, it would come up hurting after every time he ran.
It's not like you just, hike it in from 40 miles out, as a professional to just finish the race. for a badge of honor, like if it's even sub elites and those people that talk like that, it's like it's okay to have a badge of honor and not having a DNF there, but when this is what the guy does, and if there's a thought for UTMB, like it makes total sense. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Quicker recovery, and hey, it's only 9 weeks out from the end of Western States.
And I guess for me, from what I read, it was more of all just the other hobby joggers and the hobby jogger minions that were like chiming in about how it's like disrespectful to a race or something. Where,
I mean, it's hard to get into, but it's also a different kind of race. When you have aspirations for winning, yeah, walking in is not the same. I mean, you look at Hans dropping out mile 80. His goal's not top 10. He's envisioning wanting to finish strong, not necessarily win, but he wants to race to the finish line, just wasn't able to.
yeah,
It's
I have no issue with Hans doing that either. He's another professional athlete.
now something kind of interesting. Like, I mean, injury or not, I even think the cold weather for the experienced runners was kind of a big negative to the returners and the veterans at Western States.
Yeah, totally agree.
Because you saw like Dan Jones, Abby Hall, two people that have a lot of experience. And kind of seeing like with Jim, can easily see how it's doing because trying to get calories down, you're training for Western States as veterans, you're getting all the heat you can. So when you're doing that, your calories are in your liquids, your bottles. It's real easy to drink it when it's really, really hot. You get to Western States, it's not hot. You're not as thirsty. So now it's like, okay, we've got to problem solve. How do we catch up on calories? And I feel like for the inexperienced or people that don't do as much heat training, hey, this is a lot closer to what they're used to getting nutrition in.
That makes sense. Yeah, like because if you train for Western States here, through the end of May, it's cooler.
Mm-hmm.
We had very cool weather this year, and so you're used to it. You go out there on the cool year, and it's the same as it is here. So,
shoot, look at 3 of the top 4 Euros. You got Thomas Cardin, 4th place, I believe. No, 3rd place. Is he 4th? Yeah, he was 4th.
yeah,
Vincent Bouillard, France. So both of those are French runners. Francesco Pupi. Like, all of them are training maybe 80-degree weather.
hot weather training comes from sitting in a sauna, I imagine, or a hot bathtub or hot tub or whatever some podcasters told them to do, I guess.
Yeah, I just still have no shame in the DNF for an elite like that is, I mean, you saw it with Hayden as well. It's like that you could see the guy was visibly injured, and it's like he has no reason to just hobble this thing out.
No.
Same with Killian. And kudos to Hans. The dude sent one towards the moon, and he didn't land on the moon.
For anyone that was coming in with like a potential injury as well, like there's also potential. They know like, hey, if everything goes right, it's not going to be a problem. They're going to have the race they want.
Yeah, and shout out Hans. Yeah, I mean, that was fun to watch. It was good TV to watch that. What's going to happen?
The people that were too injured were not going to be a factor. Like they dropped out before the race. Some of the bigger names, Ann Flower on the women's side, David Sinclair on the men's side. There are a couple others that really exciting names, and nope, they're injured or what have you before the race and not there.
Safe to say Killian went into the race injured as well.
Yeah. 30 miles in, though, he looked real good. He looked like prime Killian running in the lead pack.
And then, yeah, I mean, obviously he had some issue at, what was it, Zagama, correct? A few weeks before, where,
Yeah, it was like a month before. And
didn't go his way, so probably, I'm guessing.
Zagama, it's race in Spain, incredibly technical, it's short distance, fast. And that one, I don't know if it's an injury, like, because he's pretty quiet on everything, or is it really, hey, he's building up this huge block for Western States, and is he kind of overtraining or in a peak week, and is that why he can't keep up with the speed of people? That's their A race, and he's using it as a long run.
Yeah,
and so it's hard to tell with Killian, and I think after Western States, no, it probably was an injury at both.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know. We're speculating.
Yeah.
Well, Casey, I mean, we're 30 minutes into the podcast. My favorite part of this is really the mile to mile, right? So if we look at the top 10 men's finishers, top 10 women's, I mean, Mile zero, nobody could have predicted the finishers, right? The folks
No.
are really, I mean, they're in the top five. None of them, when we're looking at the starting line, I could have predicted would have been in the top five for the most
Yeah.
part. And there's a couple names here and there, but I
On the
mean,
men's
Vincent,
side, yeah.
yeah, I mean, Poopy, I mean, Peterman, obviously, he would have been in the top 10 if I was predicting it. But let's go back to mile zero. Jeremy, well, we took off. Like, where were you? Where was the first aid station that you were at crewing for your runner?
Where was I at mile zero? When race went off at 5 a.m., I had already been on the road for 30 minutes. So stayed near Olympic Valley where the race starts. And it's almost a 3-hour drive to the first aid station. And trying to get there an hour before they're going to show up. Yeah, I was on the road for 30 minutes at that point. We left our place about 4:30 a.m., got to the first aid station, and I feel like Western States is going to have to do something different because it is way too crowded for parking at Duncan Canyon. And I don't get why. I understand it's getting more competitive, but you've got some crews where you're supposed to only have one vehicle and they clearly have two or three. I think there's some fans that are, hey, this is the only chance I'm going to be able to see the elites during the day, so they drive and get there early. You've got some shoe companies that are out there, like the Feed had a bunch of people. Like, are they even with a runner? I don't know. So that's kind of one thing. But yeah, first time I saw Jim was at Duncan Canyon, and yeah, we got there about 7:15, 7 a.m.
I'm disappointed. Oh, I guess you were both crewing, so no one went up to the escarpment to see the cresting of that. That's a pretty cool vibe.
I went to the escarpment on like Wednesday or Thursday.
It got a little jog up there.
Went there with
Did you
friends
go
of the
up?
podcast, Dan and Mariana.
Shout out Danny Mariana of Laurel Highlands.
Who was in the front of the pack in that big climb?
Man, I don't even remember. I went about a half mile up. That was the first time I got to see the start, which was pretty cool. But at that point, Jim was actually like way back and he was just running up through the field, like chatting people up. That was really cool to see. I don't even, I think Hiroki was, I think he actually led up the escarpment.
Oh, I love that and Hiroki. Just favorite thing of the broadcast kept panning. All right, we think this is our F1 or women's leader.
This
And
is like,
he just happens to be the perfect distance, 6 minutes ahead of the first female. And he's wearing almost identical Nike white tops, orange shorts. A lot of camera time for Hiroki. Looking like Jen Lichter.
Yeah. Also, he's really, really cool. So good for him. And he had a fantastic race. Like,
Yeah.
he's going back.
Almost,
So
yeah, almost like I thought maybe he was on the ropes because he was kind of like almost going backwards. And then it was like closed hard. No, had a great race.
yeah, and Jen Lichter, that was a hell of a performance. New course record, new women's course record, by quite a bit, I believe, right? I don't have.
Minute and a half.
Oh,
Just under 2 minutes. I had it according to Walter's time.
Yeah, she was 15:28:05.
It was a nail biter coming down to the track.
Yeah.
yeah, good for her. Great story. If you want to look up Jen Lichter's story, awesome story. Yeah, super cool. Cool to see her do so well, and be excited to see what she does next. I don't read too much when it comes to trail running news. I just watch the sport and I'm a fan, so I don't know if she said anything.
Coming off the Black Canyon and then the Western States, like that is insane. Both were distance PRs at the time. It's like absolutely insane.
Yeah. And yeah, so glad to hear that you guys both had a great time out there at Western States. Unfortunate for Will, runner, not what he wanted, but Luke J, awesome job. Thanks to the crew support there of Mr. Jeremy Pope. Rob, next year I think we got to go out. I at least want to get up to the top there of that mountain when they start out and see the deal there.
Yeah, I mean, this past year, the escarpment looked crazy, man. Was the wind really that bad? It looked like people were going to launch off the side of it.
Yeah, it was definitely as bad as it looked. Yeah, what time do you need to start if you're going to get to the top of the escarpment? Would you say by 4 a.m., 3:30?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. 4 a.m. would.
leaders are getting to the top of the escarpment, I think, in about like 38 minutes, 37, 38.
I'm not getting up there that quick. I can guarantee you that. So,
No.
hopefully the cable car will be running and I can take the lift up. But yeah, but it is West Coast time, so a little bit easier for us that wake up early on the East Coast to get up there in time without major impact of waking up at like 3 a.m. like that. So yeah, next year, Rob, we're going
On the list.
on the list. Yes. What I would like to talk about real quick, not my favorite race ever in the world because it's not a race, it's an endurance run. I should know that. Is Hard Rock coming up this weekend? Ouray 100 canceled by wildfires. Hard Rock says they're good to go. Wildfires off the course. Will you guys be tuned in to Hard Rock endurance run this weekend?
Hey folks, if you're loving the stories, tips, and laughs we're dishing out, make sure you don't miss an episode. Hit that subscribe button so you're the first to know when a new episode drops. And hey, if you've got a second, why not leave us a review? Your feedback helps us improve and keeps this running community growing. Lace up, hit subscribe, and let's get back into the show.
I'm going to be out in Maryland this weekend. I'll probably tune in a little bit, just to kind of see what's going on. I like my buddy Jimmy Elam, so I really like that guy. Rooting for him.
Shout out Jimmy Elam. Yeah, because to me, and correct, and I might be wrong in saying this, but it appears to be a match race between Ludo and Tom Evans on the men's side, and then another match race on the women's side between Tara Dower and Courtney DeWalter. So maybe not the most competitive race ever, but I guess. Well,
Definitely want to tune in because Courtney, I mean, she's fun. Ludo, though, Pom Pom, like that guy is my hero, 50 years old, and giving me hope that we are still not anywhere near our prime. We're still going up and up.
we are. Yes, on the Ludo scale, we have plenty of time left to reach our peak. I will always tune in when Ludo is running. Yeah, he does give us hope that he's 50 now.
He's 50. He will be 51 this year.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he is the Erling Haaland, in my opinion, for ultra running. Guy is just a specimen.
He's a fine specimen at that. I will be tuning in to watch Ludo. I believe it starts. We're recording this on Thursday night. Tomorrow morning? Is it tomorrow morning? 48-hour cutoff?
I honestly don't even know that.
From tomorrow.
I think it starts tomorrow.
Starts July 10th. I don't know what time.
But shout out Dylan Bowman. Dylan Bowman's in the field.
Debo is in the field. Free Trails proprietor.
I think the other female that can mix it up is Kareth Arnold.
Yeah.
And there is probably people, I'm not the deepest knowledge when it comes to these, although I am the former UTMB Free Trail Fantasy Champion. I am not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to all of it.
You guys excited to see our boy Arlen Glick out there?
Always excited to see someone from Ohio compete anywhere. So,
yeah, shout out Arlen.
Yeah, shout out Midwest.
6 a.m. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Yep.
So 8 a.m. here in Ohio.
Yep, 8 a.m. here.
Eastern time.
A lot of elevation out there.
Yeah, Arlen's been out there for a few weeks for sure. Had a good training block, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I did. Friend of the show, Morty, local runner here, was out there for a bit and did run into him. Morty showed up, and Jeremy showed up to my 4th of July beer mile. You two did not. Now, make of that what you will. Jeremy, you at least have an excuse. We're running the 4th of July Stampede with the aid station down there in Worcester Memorial Park. Guess I'll give Will a pass since his daughter was in the parade, local 4th of July parade. And
Race director got soft this year and due to high heat moved his start time up.
That is true, though. That's 100% true.
You have ice cold beer. That's cooling enough.
It wasn't that hot, was it?
So what happened is when I originally sent out the invite, it was supposed to be like 95 on Saturday. And I truthfully don't want to run a beer mile when it's 95 degrees. So I moved it up to 11 to avoid running in the heat. And I sent the first invite out with the time, kind of by accident when I did that anyway. So it had to be at 11. So yeah, next year, maybe Jeremy, you can run both. But looked like you had a great turnout for the 4th of July Stampede down there in Worcester Memorial Park.
We did. We kind of just filled the space and capped it at a reasonable number to keep the parking lot and all the whole entire park kind of tidied up. So no, it was great. Sold out.
That's awesome that it sold out. And I like that you capped it and didn't just try and maximize everything like a lot of race directors do, where you then don't have enough parking or facilities to handle the amount of people. So,
and then just like bait people on the race will sell out. We actually sold out.
Yeah. You actually sold out. Yeah. I went and looked and saw that there was like one entry left. So I was like, that's awesome. So yeah, congratulations.
If we could piece together this beer mile on the same day, like I think this will work.
Yeah, next year
we need a loop or something though. Like a down and back is I don't know what you think, Will, there, but the down and back's a little tough.
It's the double down and back is one loop.
Yeah, I got what I got to work with here. We're running on the non-permitted streets of Akron, Ohio. So
I also think you throw out. If somebody breaks a bottle, I mean, instant DQ.
Well, so
new rule going forward.
Yeah, that was a new rule made after the year he launched a glass bottle into my neighbor's driveway right in front of my neighbor.
Completely intentional.
He tried to hit my neighbor, actually.
He was standing too close to the course.
Yeah.
The guy was crowding the course.
Poor Donald, just out there trying to get a view of some people running a beer mile, and Will launches a missile at his head. Yes, we only allow aluminum cans at the Portage Drive beer mile.
Definitely was not a layup in the trash can that rolled out in embarrassing fashion. It was missile launched at Donald's head.
Yes, that's the way I saw it, and that's why we now have a rule.
I can confirm that.
See, we have multiple witnesses to the infraction, Will. So we would never lie or embellish anything. But yeah, next year, Jeremy, we'll try and work around. So hopefully, even I can do both of them, come down and support the Stampede with the aid station. Maybe I'll wear my Norda shoes, which I have worn a couple of times out here in Sand Run. They are great shoes. I like them a lot. So in the bag that it came in is really nice. Like it's good, solid gear that Norda puts in there.
Everything's premium. No, they're a great shoe. You spend the money, but I mean, it's at least a 2 to 1 shoe, if not 3 to 1 shoe. And it's less boxes, less shoes going into.
Yeah, and it seems bomb-proof. I don't think I will run through those anytime soon. I was a little concerned with the heel, but the heel's great. One of the most comfortable heels I've run in. So, yeah, big fan of Norda and kind of the boutique brand of Norda, and just grateful that you carry them down there. And I got to try them because if I didn't come down to the aid station and try them on, I never would have bought them. So,
only dealer in Ohio. So the 055 just dropped today. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to because I like my other pair so much. I forget the pair I have. So
you have the 001A.
Yeah, bad with names. Like even with like the other shoes that I have, I can never remember the names, and a lot of these marketing departments are terrible with names. So, but Norda seems to be a much better. It's just numbers. I think I can remember numbers. But yeah, good job on that, and appreciate you guys hopping on here. Also, with the beer mile. Turns out rugby players make pretty good beer milers. You know, they may not be the fastest runners, but the beer drinking part, exceptional at. And yeah, we did. I think Bree broke her last course record this year at the beer mile. So yeah, a lot of fun. Looking forward to next 4th of July, where I'm going to hit the double of the Stampede down in Worcester, Ohio, and hopefully in a pair of notice too. But thank you guys for coming on again. I certainly appreciate it. I would say where to find you on social media. We can find Jeremy where?
You can find me on Instagram at Pope Runs
Or
at Aid Station Running.
At Aid Station Running. So thanks again, and we'll catch you next time, Hobby Joggers.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Hobby Jogger. We hope you've enjoyed our conversation today. And if you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support keeps us moving forward. Until next time, keep those feet moving and enjoy the miles.